Have you ever just looked at some leaders or companies and wondered, how do they do it? How do they achieve these things that seem to fly in the face of all the assumptions? Well, today we're going to break down a simple but really powerful pattern that they all have in common.
I mean, it's a great question, isn't it? You see it all the time. Some people and some organizations are just way more innovative, more influential, and yeah, more profitable than others. They have this incredible loyalty from customers and employees alike. But why? What's their secret?
It's not just random luck. It's not magic. When you really study the world's most inspiring leaders, this clear pattern starts to show up. It's a pattern that explains how they think, how they act, and how they communicate. And get this, it's the complete opposite of how almost everyone else does it.
So, to really wrap our heads around this pattern, let's kick things off by looking at a few famous examples that, honestly, are kind of a puzzle.
I mean, think about Apple for a second. They're just a computer company, right? They've got the same access to the same talent, the same agencies, the same media as all their competitors, but somehow they consistently come up with innovations that nobody else can seem to touch. What is going on there?
And what about Martin Luther King Jr.? He wasn't the only person who suffered in pre-civil rights America, and he for sure wasn't the only powerful speaker around. But he was the one. He was the one who rallied millions of people. Why him specifically?
Or this one, the Wright brothers. There were all these other teams that were way better funded, way more qualified. We're talking guys with PhDs and big government grants. And yet these two brothers from Ohio who ran a bicycle shop, they beat everyone to it. How is that even possible?
Well, the answer to all of these questions actually lies in this really elegant idea, an idea codified by Simon Sinek that he calls the golden circle.
And the model is just beautifully simple. It's got 3 layers: what, how, and why. Now here's the key. Most people and most organizations think and communicate from the outside in. They start with what, and they kind of work their way in. But the inspiring ones, the leaders, they all think, act, and communicate from the inside out.
So let's break it down. The what is the easiest part. It's the most obvious. Every single company on earth knows what they do. It's the products they sell or the services they offer. We make computers. We're a law firm. We build cars. Super straightforward.
Okay, next layer in is the how. Some companies know how they do what they do. This is your secret sauce, your unique value proposition. Maybe it's a proprietary process you've developed or a unique culture. This is what you think makes you special or different from the competition.
And now we get to the very center, the why. And this is where it gets interesting, because very few people or organizations can clearly articulate why they do what they do. And I don't mean to make a profit. That's a result. Always a result. The why is your purpose, your cause, your belief. It's the reason your organization exists in the very first place. It's the answer to the question, why should anyone care?
All right, so we've got the model. We've got why, how, what. Now let's see what happens when you actually put it to use. Let's really dig into why communicating from the inside out is just so much more powerful.
Let's go back to Apple. If Apple was like everyone else, they'd market from the outside in. They'd say, we make great computers. They're beautifully designed and simple to use. Want to buy one? And, it's fine. It's a message. But here's how Apple actually communicates, from the inside out. Everything we do, we believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed and simple to use. We just happen to make great computers. Want to buy one? See that? It feels completely different.
And this right here, this is the core of the whole thing. People don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. The goal is not to do business with everybody who needs what you have. The goal is to do business with people who believe what you believe.
Now you might be thinking, this is just some nice, feel-good marketing idea. But it's not. This is deeply rooted in biology, in the actual way our brains are wired.
So if you look at a cross-section of the human brain, from the top down, you'll see it maps perfectly to the golden circle. Our newest brain, our neocortex, that's our what level. It's responsible for all of our rational, analytical thought and language. But our middle 2 sections, the limbic brains, they're responsible for all of our feelings, like trust and loyalty. They're also responsible for all human behavior, all decision-making.
And that limbic brain, it has no capacity for language. This is where gut feelings come from. It's why you can give someone all the facts and figures and they'll say, I know what all the details say, but it just doesn't feel right. When you communicate from the outside in, people can understand vast amounts of complicated information, but it doesn't drive behavior. When you communicate from the inside out, you're talking directly to the part of the brain that controls decision-making.
So, this principle, it's not just about selling a product. It's about how you inspire people, how you build trust, and how you create a genuine movement around an idea.
Let's circle back to that race for powered flight. Samuel Pierpont Langley? He was given $50,000 by the War Department to figure out this flying machine. He had all the experts, the best minds money could buy. But his why was to be rich and famous. The Wright brothers, on the other hand, had none of that. But they had a powerful why, a dream. They believed if they could figure this out, it would change the course of the world. And the people who worked with them? They didn't work for the paycheck. They worked with them for the cause, with blood, sweat, and tears. And we all know who succeeded, right?
And if you want an idea to reach everyone, you have to understand something called the law of diffusion of innovation. The first few people to adopt a new idea are your innovators and early adopters. They're the ones who are comfortable making those intuitive gut decisions. But the rest of us, the majority, we won't try something new until someone else has tried it first.
The magic number, that tipping point for mass market success, is somewhere between 15 and 18% market penetration. To get there, you can't just talk about your what. You have to win over those innovators and early adopters first. And you win them over by communicating your why. They're the ones who will stand in line for hours for a new product because it's not about the product, it's about what they believe. And they are the ones who will spread the word to everyone else.
So when you boil it all down, this whole idea really gets to the fundamental difference between leading and just being the one in charge.
Let's think about Martin Luther King Jr. one more time. He didn't go around showing everyone his 12-point plan for a better America. He went around and told people what he believed. I have a dream. That's all he said. And the people who showed up that day, they didn't show up for him. They showed up for themselves. It was their belief that they came to champion. That is the incredible power of starting with why.
You see, there are leaders, and then there are those who lead. Leaders just hold a position of power or authority. But those who lead, they inspire us. We follow them not because we have to, but because we want to. And it is always those who start with why that have the ability to inspire the people around them. So the only real question left is, what's your why?